And an area that particularly interests me on the sporting front, I mean, when it comes to Olympics, no longer, representing Great Britain, British and Irish Lions, would it now be the British and Irish and Scottish Lions? I mean, how would that kind of thing
Well, of course,
play
the
out?
rugby fraternity would say we're no great loss to the British Lions anyway at the moment. You know, we Scots are passionate about our sport, but our performance in the field doesn't hold up on a lot of occasions. Yeah, look, again, going back to the United Kingdom or the British Isles as a unit, it works. You know, the British and Irish Lions work. Yes, Scotland will have their own team, as every other country will. But, you know, we would not expect to be top of the gold medal table at the end of any Olympics as a Scottish nation.
And Andy Murray, would he claim allegiance to which side?
Well, I don't even think you need an answer to that now, do you? You know, yeah, he's a Scot. You know, I don't live inside his head, but I'm sure he'd be with the Scots. But again, he'd be pulled. You know, we have an opinion. You know, anybody living in a country for all their lives gets tainted by nationalism. You know, but if you travel outside, as he has, he's now a world figure. He's now a representative of the United Kingdom. He's a Scot at heart, and he'll go through all the schizophrenia that many Scots like that will be going through at the minute. You know, in terms of parting from our nearest neighbour. You know, but I find, you know, on a serious note, to me, you know, I'm a rabid Scot. I have the national blue blood, Scottish blood in my veins. But for me, particularly nowadays with the fragility of the outside world, going back into nationalism for political and economic reasons just doesn't seem to make sense. I mean, they're in the seeds, for me, of conflict. And for the Scots to think it won't happen in our backyard, or the English, I'm not convinced. You know, you have to look for a long way down the line. You look at the world at the minute, where are the flashpoints? You know, Russia, Ukraine and Georgia, they're neighbours. You look at the Bosnian crisis over the last 20 years, they were neighbours. They weren't fighting from other sides of the world. You look at the Korea, anywhere you go where there's conflict, it's between neighbours, not between distant powers. And that to me tells me, you know, long term, it's not a good idea.